There are 3 ways to survive in a ruined world. That single line glowed faintly on the screen of an aging smartphone. The man holding it scrolled slowly, down, then up again. He'd done it so many times he'd lost count. But this time, something had changed. There it was, clear, final, complete. 3 Ways to Survive in a Ruined World, a fantasy web novel, over 3,000 chapters, written by the author known only as TLS 123. Kim Dokja. A name that could mean only son or simply reader. He often introduced himself this way. And every time the same confusion followed. Oh, are you an only child? He was, but that wasn't what he meant. His name carried weight, a name given by his father to shape a strong, self-reliant man. Yet, ironically, it marked a life lived in solitude. At 28 years old, Kim Dokja was single. His greatest pastime? Reading web novels. Always during his commute. The noisy subway became his silent reading room. One ordinary day, while lost in his story, Dokja sensed eyes watching him. He looked up. It was Yoo Sangah, an employee from HR. Her polite greeting interrupted the monotony of the train. They exchanged pleasantries. It turned out her manager was away, so she commuted like everyone else. As fate had it, the seat next to Dokja opened. She sat. A subtle scent from her shoulder unsettled him. Their conversation was light, though awkward. Yoo Sangah had been commuting by bike until someone stole it. She shrugged it off, explaining she needed exercise anyway. To Dokja, she was someone from a different world, a different genre. She lived in the spotlight, admired, driven. He simply read fantasy to escape his reality. He returned to his phone. The novel app was still open. She peeked. "Spanish?" she asked, spotting a word. "It means, please give me money," he replied. She smiled, impressed that he was studying. He wasn't. He was reading another web novel. "Is it a novel?" she asked. Embarrassed, Dokja admitted it was. She nodded, admitting she liked novels too, but hadn't had time recently. She named authors, Murakami, Raymond Carver. Dokja hesitated. He didn't read authors like that. He read fantasy, web novels. He feared saying it out loud. Still, he whispered the title, The World After the Fall. 3 Ways to Survive in a Ruined World, a fantasy web novel, over 3,000 chapters, written by the author known only as TLS 123. He had followed the story since his school days, back when he was bullied, when he failed his college entrance exams, when he was drafted into a frontline military unit. Even now, working as a contract employee, barely scraping by. Through it all, the story was there, his one constant. And now, it was complete. He opened the author's final message. "Thank you for reading Ways of Survival up to here. I'll return," with an epilogue. Their conversation grew awkward again. To shift it, Dokja mentioned it had been a year since he joined the company, a slip of the tongue. He forgot. Yoo Sangah had already become a full-time employee. She had earned her place. He had not. She tried to downplay it, but the truth hung between them. She had worked hard, learned languages, been promoted. He read novels on his phone. Then she surprised him. "Would you like to know the app I use?" Dokja smiled faintly, but he knew better. The drama of his life wasn't fantasy, it was realism. "It's okay, Yoo Sangah," he said gently. She looked puzzled. "It won't work, even if you tell me the app." He turned toward the window. His life wasn't a story. He wasn't a protagonist. He was just a solo. Yoo Sangah seemed genuinely concerned. Maybe it was because she worked in HR. Maybe she was just kind. Either way, she nodded, then turned back to her Spanish. Dokja returned to his novel, but something felt off. He couldn't scroll. Maybe it was the weight of reality pressing in. Then, a notification. You have one new mail. It was from the author of 3 Ways to Survive in a Ruined World. Reader Nim, my novel will become paid starting 7 p.m. I hope this gift helps. There was an attachment. Dokja's heart fluttered. Like his name suggested, he was a reader. And receiving a personal gift from an author was thrilling. He checked the time. 6:55 p.m., 5 minutes before monetization. He opened the novel app, searched for his favorite title. Nothing. Ways of Survival had vanished. He typed ruin. No results. The form was gone. Erased. No warning. No trace. Confused, he sat in silence. Then, the subway lights shut off. The train screeched. A loud metallic clatter rang out. Passengers panicked. Yoo Sangah screamed, grabbing his arm. In that moment, the pain in his arm grounded him more than the fear in the train. Everything was chaos. The train came to a halt. A dozen seconds of darkness followed. People turned on their phones. Panic brewed. Dokja remained calm. It's probably a suicide, he muttered. The driver will make an announcement. And then, he did. But what followed was not routine. A beep. The broadcast cut off. A bright light flashed from the front of the train. A sharp pop echoed. Something was coming. Dokja looked at the time. 7 p.m. And then, a voice. The free service of Planetary System 8612 has been terminated. The main scenario has begun. That was the moment the genre of Kim Dokja's life changed forever.